So hey guys, I'm going to show you how to measure a saddle if you don't know how. And I'm going to tell you why this saddle is so the size it is. How do you measure, and what I'm going to talk about is how you measure the seat of the saddle. And I recommend, I'm going to pull it up just a little bit more, but anyways, I like cactus, but that's your guys' own choice. So I measure it from here. I'm going to point out to where I'm measuring, okay? I'm not going to measure it yet, but from the I guess I'd say the bottom of this saddle horn, or you can go from the saddle horn to the dill. Should stop at 13. So from the saddle horn to there, it's 13. I measure it from here to here. So see how my arm is? That's how I measure it from there to there. So you can do it this way. So I'm taking my tape measure and I got it set to where the saddle should be sized. So when I set my tape measure down, it should say 13 feet from me measuring it from here to where my arm is, like that. And it says it's 13. Or you can take it from where this little opening slot is on your saddle, right here from where my arm is, to here. So we're going to do that too. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I'm doing. So it still says it's 13 when I go from there to there. I should be able to set my measuring tape down, and it should. So if I set it like that and hold the end of it, it says it's 13. Now the reason I picked a 13 is, and if you want a mud jug, go to mudjug.com, because they're good for dipping and they don't spill. See? No spillage. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. The reason I picked a 13-inch seat, which my arm is like this, so that's a 13. 13 from here to my elbow, to where my elbow is, it's 13. And the reason I picked a 13 is because when I stand up in the saddle, I like to have right here, I like to not have any, so I'm going to sit on and show you. So this is not a very good example, but I'm going to do it anyways. And I need the other stirrup to show it. So I'm going to put my foot in the stirrup. So when I sit here, there's hardly any room right here. There's hardly any room right here. I like that. So when I go to stand up, my feet, see where I'm hitting? I'm hitting right here in the saddle. That's where I can really stand up and see my target. So when I'm roping a steer, it keeps me pushed up. So I cannot be rocked back like this, or be off the side, or, you know, I can stay square in my saddle. See how it's rocking me forward? I can see the target of those feet when I'm coming around to heel the steer, and it helps me control my horse better, and I don't get rocked back in my saddle, so I don't miss the corner or get out of position. It helps me get more positioned so I can see everything, so I know I'm positioned better. Because if you can see it, my feet and I don't have any shoes on, but my feet should be turned in this saddle. So when I go to throw my rope, I can be more in position and have more control of my horse, so I don't think I'm getting rocked back or rocked too forward. So when I'm up here, I'm right where I want to be, rocked forward enough so I can see the feet of the steer, because I'm a heeler, so I can see the feet of the steer and where I'm riding down the arena, so I can control my horse better. That's why I picked a it's a 13. So that's why it was picked. My brother's girlfriend picked that because I really didn't know at the time what I wanted until I won that saddle. Now, sometimes for you guys, it's better for some of you or it's not. Now that's up to you guys. Now when I sit forward, I'm going to get off this saddle really quick. It may slide. But you see the back of here is keeping me pushed up. That's why I have a 13-inch seat. So I don't feel rocked back or rocked too forward. So, like I said, I can have more control of my horse down the arena and see where my swing's going, and I can see them feet better, so I can see my swing going, so I can see those feet, so I know that my swing's over the steer's back. So when I come there to heel that steer, I know that I'm in position and everything to heel that steer. Now for a header, I still would recommend having that room taken out, so when you stand up, you're not pushed, you're not too much forward or too much rocked back. You're square in your saddle. So when you go to head that steer, you can be able to, now this is just my preference, is you can reach for that steer if you're in position enough to reach, or you get up close enough, you can really stay square to be able to head that steer to get your rope more, you can see, so you can cover more of the steer, is what I'm saying. So you can cover more of the steer, headers or heelers, so you can cover more of the steer and have more control of your horse, so you can see what's going on a little better. Instead of like versus my other saddle, I thought I was rocked back too much or rocked forward too much. So I couldn't tell if I was in position or not, because I didn't have the saddle, didn't keep me up enough to see where I was at to be able to keep my rope over the back of that steer, or keep myself pushed forward so I can see those horns better, so I can come across those horns better right to left. That's why I picked a littler seat. So when I do, I can hit it on the corner, or I can take that extra swing and get in position and make sure I am correctly in position to heel the steer. Whether it's fast or I don't need to be fast, I can do that. That's why I picked that. And the reason I won this saddle, thankfully, I won it last year at the Triple T Productions. It was Ben Tibbetts that was putting on the roping last year, and I won the saddle from there. But luckily I got to customize it so the seat would be little enough so I could rope a little better, so I could see what I was doing better to be more in position whether I was heading or heeling. And Also, I recommend 2 pads on your horse. So the saddle fits better and it stays on the horse better. And when you go to cinch up, you can get everything set. However, when you get a new saddle, you should know how to do that. But anyways, the reason I recommend 2 pads is so your saddle stays on your horse better, so it don't slide forward or slide back any. And that's just kind of my little reference. And next I'll show you how to in a future video I'll show you how to wrap a saddle horn to get as much as you need, and where I recommend. I recommend a whole bunch. I recommend trying to get the rubber to be on the bottom more so, and on the top enough, but more on the bottom, so when you go to rope, you don't burn up down here. You see where right here you don't burn it up because they could burn it up enough to pull the horn off. So if you're a dude that ties off, it doesn't break your horn. So another thing is get the stirrups that fit you very well. Like these stirrups fit me very well. Like what I mean by getting stirrups that fit you, like these, when I put my feet into my stirrups, it doesn't go through. It just stays in there, and it fits my whole feet. So see, when I go to stand up in the saddle, I can move my feet forward if I need to, and they don't move. And they don't move forward, backwards, or anywhere. They stay square in the stirrups. And saddle brand, that's for you guys to figure out, because not all saddles are going to fit a horse grade, or it will or it won't fit a horse grade. You got to try different saddles. So I like this Cactus because it fits my horse very well. Well, once you put a saddle on a horse, you'll know how it fits. But go out there and rope like the pull dummy or some steers to be able to know if your saddle's rocking forward or not. And if your saddle starts sliding like that or something, or even a little bit, that means you either need to fix your cinches or the saddle just don't fit the horse. So that's just my little tip. So I was just showing you guys how to measure the seat of the saddle. So thanks for tuning into this episode. I will show you how to properly wrap a saddle horn in the future video. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell me what you'd like to see next in these videos. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That was just a little bit of me talking about my saddle and why I picked this saddle, the size of the saddle out for when I won the certificate. And I thank you guys. Now when you go to a roping, now one more thing is when they give you the option for either you can take the cash or you can keep the saddle. The way I would recommend, and I'd still recommend keeping the saddle, but the reason I would ask what the saddle is first before I decide if I want to keep it or not. Now that I know a little more on the seat for me, I recommend you can take it and try it out and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't work by winning one saddle, so like say you get a 15 seat, go and try it out first. See if it fits your horse good. See if the saddle fits your horse good. If it fits the horse good, that's the first step. If the seat, you can sit in the seat and see if it fits you and your rope good in it. If your rope good in it, keep the saddle. Remember that for next time. So if you win one, you can know if you want to take the cash or keep the saddle. Now, not every roping is going to give you that option. So, and like I said, always have 2 pads on your horse so you don't hurt your horse. I recommend 2 pads at least. You can't have any more than that. Now, 1 pad, if you have 1 pad, it has to be really, really, really thick. It has to fit your horse really good, and that's really hard to figure out. Now, not every pad's going to fit your horse perfect, but you gotta mess around with shit and see what works for you guys. But I was just kind of showing you how to measure it. So I'm going to show that one more time. I measure it from, with a tape measure, I measure it from here to where my elbow is. See where my elbow is? From here to here is where I measure it, to see if the seat's little enough for me. And you can measure it from the horn to there. You can measure it from when you sit in it to here, to where my arm is, to here. Those are some ways to measure it, to see if it's little enough for you, and seeing how it fits on your horse. You're going to figure that out by putting it on your horse. And now sometime in the future, I will show you how to how to get it to fit your horse, how to get the tack to fit your horse and everything. So, like again,